Recently, we just posted a video of an interview that we did with a brother by the name of Oluwatosin, who's living in Dubai. He's a Nigerian by birth and nationality, but he was having some problems in Dubai and he wanted to express those feelings here on our platform. So we allowed him to do so. I got some interesting feedback from people who were in the comment section, but let me kind of get to the brother there. He is representing a lot of Nigerians in Dubai that can't get work visas. And the reason why he said this is the case is this.
So first, many people, their sustainability here in Dubai is being borrowed from Nigeria. Many people are borrowing money from Nigeria to sustain their living here in UAE. Why they are hoping that this problem will be solved very soon.
Okay, well, it's very unfortunate to hear that. And is there a particular reason why Nigeria, is it something that's only happening to Nigerians or Africans in general in the UAE?
It happens to Nigeria in particular. A number of times we have such scenario happening to some African countries also, like 2 years ago when 20 African countries, including Nigeria, visit visa was banned. But after some months, other countries can get visit visa and to come to Dubai, UAE in general now. But Nigeria still, for the past 2 years, the visit visa is still banned. Plus 3 years now that work permit ban has been there. So it's been difficult for Nigerians even working in UAE. So it's not an Africa thing. It's a Nigerian thing. Most Africans in UAE can get a job and they are even able to change jobs. But Nigerians here cannot change jobs. Those that are here with visit visa cannot get job.
Yeah. Is there a particular reason why you think there's like some sort of ban on Nigerians in the UAE? Is there any specific reason?
There is no specifics coming from either governments. There's no specific reason. But as individual that has been in this country for more than 9 years now.
So there's a little bit of a beef going on between Nigeria and the UAE. So the UAE responds by not allowing Nigerians to get work permits. So this brother is an advocate for himself and Nigerians alike who have fled Nigeria going to Dubai, seeking a higher quality of life, both professionally and financially. But the responses in the comments is why I'm doing this video today. Many of you didn't like the fact that he was in Dubai. And there were comments that were put out there like this. So let's get into some of these comments, and they are kind of harsh. Go and create jobs in Nigeria and make the country a superpower. Nigeria is richer than UAE. This person says, get out of there, go build Africa. Another commenter says, Nigerians, your country is so much richer than the Arab and European countries. And with the resources you have, why don't you stay in your own country and fight to change the law? Nigerians first. Another brother says, go home and build your rich, beautiful country. God is trying to remind you guys that he blessed you guys with wealth and should be the head and not the tail. This individual says, go home and fix what is broken at home. Stop fleeing into the land of other people. Another comment says, makes no sense. Go home. It's ridiculous how people go to other countries and feel entitled. I don't understand the mentality. This other person says, this should be a government to government issue. Why are Nigerians fighting for the rights in foreign sovereign countries and not going to fix their country? It's like going to somebody's home and demanding how they should treat you. Leave that country and create a better life for yourself in Nigeria. But the person says, you can't demand this in Nigeria, so why move and demand it in another man's land? Nigeria is an oil powerhouse. Build jobs in the country and take back your country by force or fire. All the best, Nigerians. This next comment says, so this brother is distressed because a hostile foreign country wants him and those like him to leave. Time to go home and build up your country. Stay home instead of forcing yourselves where you're not wanted. Going back home is not a death sentence. You Nigerians are richer than Dubai. Why don't all of your people get together, build up factories and other programs for the people of your country to work. I would have my people to start your country on the right path. You guys are lucky to live in Africa, the Garden of Eden. And of course, I understand how somebody could feel that way. It's very easy to tell somebody to go back to your own home country and just build it up. Why are you in Dubai? Go back to Nigeria. Nigeria has everything. Why are you unsuccessful? But if you think about it, and if you're African American saying that, doesn't it sound the same way when somebody tells us as a community to pick yourselves up by your bootstraps? Well, when they say that to us, we get offended because they don't really know our plight. And I believe that for some of the people who may have said that, just stick around. Not giving them an excuse, but just stick around. Imagine if you were the top student in your class in America and you did very well to graduate. You studied hard, you're a talented person. When it's time to get a job, because you're the wrong tribe, you're the wrong individual, you might not be able to get that job. Is it messed up that you don't have the same opportunities and that you can't feed your family and can't feed yourself because you don't live in a merit-based system? That's not what happens just in Nigeria. That happens all through Africa, including Uganda, right? I see it every day. So therefore, it's hard for a person to build up something in Africa. I'm an American living in Uganda. It's hard for me to build up something in Uganda. And believe me, it's difficult, even if you have money. So just think for a second, if you're a person, you're an adult man, you're trying to get a job, you're trying to do very well, what opportunities do you have? Well, you're gonna have to go to the diaspora. And you gotta understand that in Africa, in most African countries, there are a lot of people depending on you. It's not that way for many Black Americans. We might have a mom to look after or a sister, but our family's relatively small. That's not how it works over here. You taking care of your mom, your little brother, a distant family, going to the village, all of that, okay? Now, let me also point this out. Everyone is not a business owner. When we're saying go back to Nigeria and build, yeah, I get it, right? Build up your own place, and I recommend people doing that. But we're talking about a very few people who have that skill set. In Uganda or in Nigeria, you're the business owner. You are playing a lot of different positions. First of all, you're training. Second of all, you're developing. Third, you're the investor. You're procuring equipment. And then a lot of people that you're hiring in the business, it could take like 6 months to a year for them to be able to start contributing to the business. So who has that kind of patience? And then again, you're looking at people stealing from you possibly and all of that stuff. So not everybody is a business owner, and some of the skills that you may need in the industry, you might not be able to get them there in Nigeria. As big as Nigeria is, and as talented as Nigeria is, we got to be real about something on the continent of Africa. Sharing information is not common like it is in the States. We grow as a society in America by sharing information and telling things, revealing secrets about, how things work. That's common. It's not common here. So a person may need to go to the diaspora to get some skills and knowledge to see things differently just to come back. And some of those people do want to start businesses, but guess what? They don't have any money. So they're going to Saudi Arabia, they're going to Dubai, they're going to America trying to get money to come back, right? Now let's talk about bad governance. Again, this is something that I'm not giving any excuse for anybody in Africa, but there is a level of bad governance here. It's not like it is in the States where we have a lot of opportunities, okay? But let's talk about friendly business environments. Staying in Nigeria doing business is a great thing. It's a great economy if you can survive. Most businesses fail everywhere. Look at what's happening in Nigeria. Many of the top companies are leaving Nigeria right now because of what's going on with the Naira. It's unstable. So if that's the case for big companies, what about a small company starting out? All right. Now, let me just say this without making excuses for anybody. Sure, there are people who could have made it in Nigeria, and there are certain cases of people who are doing very well in Nigeria, and then they left Nigeria, going someplace else, seeking a better opportunity when they messed up. I get it. But we got to understand, it's just not that easy to come to Africa and build something up. It's hard. It's hard for me as an American that has access to American dollars, equipment, credit cards. And it's definitely hard for somebody who don't have all those things, who don't have the experience. Remember, Africa is still very young, okay? So when you see African brothers and sisters in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, and they're trying to take care of their families and they want the opportunity to work, if they could go back, many of them, they would. If there were opportunities, they would. I know Ugandans right now in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, that want to come back and they can't. There's a young lady that I look towards as my daughter that would love to stay in Uganda, but what is she gonna do here? That's how she sees it. That's how she looks at it. And if she is gonna get a job, and I'm gonna tell you what happens, in a lot of African countries, they can promise you one salary and then give you something different. I know that happened to a young lady that I knew. She was supposed to be getting like $300 a month. Then when it came time for her to get paid, it was a month late. Then it was like $150 a month. Then she would ask like, yo, where's the money that you promised me? Oh, go talk to so-and-so. That's never gonna happen in Dubai. That's never gonna happen in UAE. And we gotta be honest, since I've been living here, the ease of doing business and the friendliness of doing business is so difficult on the continent of Africa. And you know what? As an outsider, I feel like I'm involved. I feel like I'm black. I feel like I have African DNA. I can weigh on certain discussions. But the reality is I'm limited in my discussions. I don't want to overstep my boundaries because I am a foreigner here. But I do see it. And I can try to be an advocate when I can, right? And it's the same thing when Africans come to America and you see African Americans and why are they not doing well? Well, the same reason why a lot of Africans have to leave Africa and go somewhere else. We got to understand each other's plight. You know what I'm saying? So when I used to hear African immigrants come over and talk about the African American community, you just don't know what you're talking about. And when Africans have to leave and go to Dubai, a lot of Americans and even some Nigerian Americans too don't know what we're talking about, right? Because just because you can do it, just because you can be successful, it doesn't mean that everybody will be successful. And we got to understand that everybody is not a hardcore business entrepreneur. Right now it's 7 a.m. I'm recording this video. I've been up like 15 hours, 14 hours, but I love what I do. I love Kinganda. I love this job, or it has become a job. I love this business. I love talking to you guys, but not everybody's going to be like that. And the main thing is that we need to somehow have compassion for each other. The African American community, we need to understand what these people are doing in Africa while they're not at home. And then when you come to America and then you want to wonder why African Americans are struggling, also try to take your ability to learn, like I've learned of what's going on with you guys, right? And you need to have that same compassion as to what is going on with us. And then once we can do it, then we'll understand that we have a common enemy. And once we find out, we will figure out that we need to work together more and that we can do more together. But yes, if things are right in Nigeria, they will be there. I met so many Africans around the world that want to go back and they can't. What are they going back home to? Especially when you send money home to your parents or your family and they may steal it. Who can you really trust? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, LCD Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Fair Use on Kinganda. I'm out.